Hari Om all. Hari Om all. Welcome to this monthly sadhana session and greetings to all on Chaitra Navratri. So today's session is a continuation of talks by Swami Shraddhananda Ji on Durvasana-pratikara-dasakam. Let's begin the session with a small prayer. सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं परमानन्दमाधवम्। Hari Om. Before we begin the session, there are 3 announcements about our upcoming camp by Swami Shraddhananda Ji. I'll share the screen and show you the details. You can also check the website. First is our Saundarya Lahiri camp, which is a residential camp, and it will be from 31st March to 5th April. You can all check the details on our website. It will be taken by Swami Shraddhananda Ji. Then second camp will be our, it is a Malayalam camp. It is on Shankar Jayanti. So it will be 4 days camp. And third much awaited course is our Puja Vidhanam course, which is for 2 months. It will start from 12th August to 12th October. And it has 2 levels, basic level and advanced level. Those who all are interested in learning what, how and what about the puja vidhis, the philosophy behind the rituals, they can all join this. Welcome all to join this. And it is very important course. I request you all to just check the flyers and the details on our website. I'm so sorry. Just give me a moment. So we will start till Swamiji joins us. We can start with some prayers. We will start by Guru Strotam. अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत् सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सर्वश्रुतिशिरोरत्न विराजितपदाम्बुजः वेदान्ताम्बुजसूर्यो यः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। शान्तो व्योमातीतो निरञ्जनः बिन्दुनादकलातीतः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अनेकजन्म सम्प्राप्त कर्मबन्धविदाहिने आत्म गुरुरादिरनादिश्च गुरुः परमदैवतं गुरोः परतरं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविडं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं गुरुदेव देव। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं तद्गुरुं तं नमामि तद्गुरुं तं नमामि। As I told you earlier, Swamiji will join us shortly. Till that time, we can also do Totakashtakam. विविताखिल शास्त्र सुधा जलधे महितोपनिषत् कहिता कथितार्थ निधे हृदये कलये विमलं शरणं भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणं भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणं करुणावरुणालय पालय माम् भवसागर दुःख विदून हृदम् रचयाखिल दर्शन तत्त्वविदं भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणं भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणं भवता जनता सुहिता भविता निज बोध विचारण चारुमते कलयेश्वर जीव विवेक विदं भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणं भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणं भव एव भवानिति मे नितरां समजायत चेतसि कौतुकिता मम वारय मोहमहाजलधिं भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणं भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणं सुकृतेऽधिकृते बहुधा भवतो भविता समदर्शनलालसता अतिदीनमिमं परिपालय माम् भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणं भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणं जगतीमवितुं कलिता कृतयो विचरन्ति महामहतच्छलतः अहिमांशुरिवात्र विभाति गुरो भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणं भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणं गुरुपुंगव पुंगव केतनते समतामयतां नहि कोऽपि सुधीः शरणागत वत्सल तत्त्वनिधे भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणं भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणं विदितानमया विशद कला काञ्चनमस्ति गुरो द्रुतमेव विधेहि कृपां सहजां भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणं भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणं Okay, so now I'll invite Swamiji to begin the session. I request Swamiji to begin the session.
Hari Om. We are meeting after a long time. So we are learning the Durvasana-pratikara-dasakam 10 verses written by Vidyaranya Swami long ago. I think almost 5 or 6 months past. So we will chant the first 3 verses. Are you able to hear? Audible? Okay. So we'll chant the first three verses and then we'll go to the fourth verse. Last time we have gone through the fourth verse very quickly. So this time we will the fourth verse. We'll chant them together, the first three verses together. Hope you have the paper with you or whatever document I think you have. So we'll chant them together, the first three verses. Pratarvaidikakарматастаданusad vedanta sanchindaya पश्चात् भारतमोक्षधर्ममननात् वासिष्ठरामायणात् सायं भागवतार्थतत्त्वकथया रात्रौ निदिध्यासनात् कालो गच्छतु नः शरीरभरणं प्रारब्धकण्ठार्पितम् अज्ञानं त्यजहे मनोऽपि सदा ब्रह्मात्मसद्भावनात् सङ्कल्पानखिलानपि त्यज जगन्मिथ्यात्वसम्भावनात् कामान् साधनसाध्यदुःखनिवहात् ध्यानादजस्रं त्यज क्रोधं तु क्षमया सदा बहिबलात् लोभं तु सन्तोषतः जिह्वोपस्थसुखभ्रमं त्यज मनः पर्यन्तदुःखेक्षणात् पारुष्यं मृदुभाषणात् त्यज वृदालापश्रमं मौनतः दुःसङ्गं त्यज साधुसङ्गमबलात् गर्वं तु भङ्गेक्षणात् निन्दा दुःखमनिन्द्यदेव मुनिदुर्निन्दा कथा संस्मृतेः. Now we will study the fourth shloka. I will chant. You can also chant afterwards after me. Nidram Satvika Vastu Sevanataya Swapnam Sada Jagarat Yogan Jirnamitashanat Jehi Sada Dainyam Mahadhairyatah Arthanarthaparigraham Tyaja Vridha Samsarga Santyagatah Strivancham Tyaja Dosha Darshana Balad Dukkham Sukhatmekshanad. We'll chant together. Nidram Satvika Vastu Sevanataya Swapnam Sada Jagarat Rogan Jirnamidashanad Jahi Sada Dainyam Mahadhairyatah Arthanarthaparigraham Tyaja Vridha Samsarga Santyagatah Strivancham Tyaja Dosha Darshana Balad Dukkham Sukhatmekshanad. So last class, I think we have read this verse and then so the overall meaning. So I'm sure that all might have gone somewhere. So many months passed. So today we will start with this fourth verse. This fourth verse is very, very important for all of us because in many other verses, of course, everything is practical, we are supposed to do. But this is something which is very much related to our day-to-day life. So Bhagavan is advising us. What he is advising? live a perfect life? How can, all of us really want to be happy? All of us want to enjoy that inner freedom, but we know that it's very difficult. Now, the Acharya, Vidyaranya Muni, is giving us some practical tips how we should live in our day-to-day life. First thing Bhagavan is telling, Acharya is telling us, Nidram Satvika Vastu Sevanataya. The first problem for many of us when we sit for our meditation, when we want to do some japa, dhyana, anything, which needs a kind of quietude, what happens to us is the moment we sit, we do some meditation, do some japa, one big obstacle is nidra. In Yoga Shastra it is known as laya. Means our mind goes to sleep. Why? Because that's how we have trained our mind. Whenever we want to, when we go to night, sleep, we just relax, lie down, and the mind thinks that the moment we are relaxed, it should go to sleep. So in dhyana also, japa also, any spiritual, even when we listen to some talks, what happens to us is the moment we sit, the moment is quiet, it goes to sleep. Now, here Acharya is telling us, how can we conquer our sleep? Very practical. He is telling here, how can we conquer our sleep? Nidram Satvika Vastu Sevanataya. How can we conquer our sleep? By Satvika Vastu Sevana. What do you mean by Satvika Vastu Sevana? Sevana, to intake, to take in, to consume. What? Satvika Vastu. All those things which are sattvic. So we will start from the most obvious thing and then go to inner meanings. What is the meaning of this Upadesha? See, if you really want to get rid of sleep, or not always, but unwanted times when we want to sit for meditation, for japa, etc., one important thing is we should be very careful with our food. What kind of food will help us to get rid of sleep? Says Satvika Vastu Sevana. We should eat. Of course, we have to live. We need, food. But what kind of food we should eat? Satvika food, sattvic food. What do you mean by sattvic food? So in Gita, we will learn. There Bhagavan says, Rasyaha snigdhaha sthiraha hrudyaha. What is sattvic food? Sattvic food is that which is easily digestible. Sattvic food is that which will not create any kind of disturbance in our stomach or in our mind. Sattvic food is that which comes from, not killing or not by disturbing the cycle of creation. So, Sattvika is Jasya Snigdha Sthira Hridya. That which actually, we know that there are some food which is very, comfortable for us. We know that this food, if I take this food, I am going to, have some stomach problem, etc. But still we will have it because we are slaves of our tongue. Even though we know that if I take this food, this is going to create trouble to us. Still, we will take it because of. But he says, Hridyaha, that food which is, very comfortable, that food which can be digested easily, that food which will give us vital energy, that food which will, keep us in a very light mood for longer time with proper energy. That food is known as Sattvika Bhakshana. So here Acharya says us, if you want to really meditate, want to do anything, to think, to understand, to study, to do japa, any spiritual sadhana, and not want to go to the sleep, then we should be careful with our food. Our food should be not that you should not eat food. We should eat food which is with that comfortable, that food which will is more comfortable to us, that food which will not create lot of lethargy in us, that food which is easily digestible, and that which can actually give us good energy, good level of energy. That's also very important. Sometimes some people they eat things telling that is very sattvic, but then they are always tired. When our body is tired, mind cannot concentrate. That is very, very, So, they said, sattvika food. Nidra, sattvika vastu sevanataya. Then, now, not only food, sattvika vastu. See, if you really want to keep us, in a track of spiritual unfoldment, not only food, but what is that? Sattvika vastu sevana. Not only food, but our dealings with whom we are interacting with. What are the things we are seeing? What are the things we are hearing? What are the things we are tasting? What are the things we are smelling? This all will affect our mind. So if you really want to live a spiritual, spiritually uplifted life, then we should be very careful about what we see, what we taste, what we eat, with what kind of people we interact and all that. It says, Nidram. So Nidra is not only sleep, Nidra is not only physical sleep, Nidra is also when our mind goes into kind of delusions and all that also. So Nidram sattvika vastu sevanataya. By enjoying food and other things which what we consume, that should be very sattvic. If we do that, then we shall be able to come out of nidra. Why? Because see, nidra is caused by tamas. In all of us, there are all three gunas are there. Sattva is there, rajas is there, tamas is there. Okay, so nidra, alasya, pramada. These three. Nidra, sleep. Alasya, laziness. Pramada, wrong understanding and wrong doing. This all happens because of tamas. Now, how can we come out of tamas? We can come out of tamas by rajas and also which supported by the sattva. So that's why nidram sattvika vastu sevanataya. Next is swapnam sada jagarat. Now a question will come. No, so we don't want to sleep or what? Of course we have to sleep. We have to take rest. Okay, here swapna is not the dream in the sleep. Here swapna means all our daydreamings. Now we have so many, kinds of desires in our heart. We keep on dreaming about this and that and this and that. After one, see, we wanted something, we try to acquire it. The moment it is acquired, we are thinking about something else. We keep on dreaming about many, many things in this life, in this world, because of which our mind becomes very much disturbed. Swapnam. So, all this, swapna, all kinds of daydreaming and fantasies of life, that we have to come out by sada jagarat. By being alert. By being practical. See, it is very, very important that we should live a spiritual aspirant is not a fool. A sadhaka, if you really want to progress in our life, in spiritual life, then we should be very alert in our life. What kind of food we take, what kind of words we speak, what kind of interactions we do, should be very careful. Alert life. Says here, swapnam sada jagarat. Jagrati, alertness. So all kinds of daydreaming, all kinds of these illusions. Most of the time we live in a illusory world, in a dream world, thinking about which are not practical. See, we are in our life, wherever we are. We cannot dream like, oh, I should be sitting for 24 hours in meditation, etc. That's also not possible. So we should live an alert life, a practical, where we are. From there, slowly we have to progress. So, by that sada jagarat, by alert, practical and realistic in life, we should be able to come out of this kind of fantasies in life. Then, rogan jirnamidashanad. Another problem is roga. What is roga? Diseases. Different kinds of diseases. The Ayurveda categorize the diseases into two. One is physical illness, another is mental illness. So there are, because of many reasons, our body gets different problems, and more than that, more than the physical body, Ayurveda thinks that most of the diseases are caused by our mind. Now in even the modern medicine also slowly starts to understand this. They call it psychosomatic diseases, which actually is more of the creation of our mind. Here, Bhagavan is telling us we should have a healthy body. If the body, Sarira madhyam khalu dharma sadhanam. If we want to achieve anything in this life, we need a good body. So this, for us, idam shariram. No, this sharira is the kshetra. This sharira is the temple by which we will be able to, through which we will be able to gain great things in life. So that body is very important. So that how we should take care of the body says rogan. The different kinds of adi and vyadhi. So Ayurveda calls vyadhi as the physical illness and adi as the mental illness. Mental illness means different kinds of mind goes to depression, mind goes to different kinds of states, because of which that start to reflect in our physical body also. So all those kinds of illness has to be removed, and only we will be able to really enjoy a spiritual life. Now how is it possible? Says rogan jirna mita ashanat. As I was telling, this verse is very much practical, talking about ashanam. Ashanam, to eat. What we should eat? Says jirnam. Jirnam means what? That which is easily digestible. Now this is why the Acharya is telling, see, each of us, our digestive powers are different. They say that if a person is of more of pitta prakriti, then his digestion is very good. And if it is kabha, vata, it all differs. So says that what we can easily digest. When we eat food, it should not create lot of gas or lot of agitations or pain in our stomach. We should not become very heavy. If we feel very heavy after eating, then we will not be able to concentrate on anything. We cannot study, we cannot do anything. not only spiritual life, but even to live a very active physical life also. We need food which is easily digestible. So says rogan jirna asanam. Jirna asana means that can be digested properly. Then mita asanam. Another thing is we should have mita asanam. Means what? We should eat moderately. Now these all words are relative, okay? So for a person, 4 chapatis is moderate. For another person, 6 chapatis, he needs 6 chapatis. Now another person only 1 chapati. So we know that how much is our, the moderate is something which is, says which will not make heavy, which will not be very heavy, which is easily digestible, which gives us, So in the Bhagavad Gita also, this topic is taken and then discussed in detail in the 6th chapter. There Bhagavan says that, no, na atyashnatastu yogosti na chaikantam anashnataha. If a person go on eating and eating and eating in excess, he will not be able to really progress in his yoga, in his spiritual life. And anashnataha, if a person is not eating enough, that person also will not be able to really progress in the spiritual or material life. So Bhagavan says yuktahara viharasya. We should have yukta ahara, that ahara which is actually conducive for us. And then only we will be able to really, then Shastra, Ayurveda says that purayet, we should fill our stomach half with food, quarter with water and quarter with air. There should be some space so that the air also can be moved. So that is known as mitahara. So last time I think we discussed, there was one great Ayurveda physician. So the Ashwini Devatas want to test him, this Ayurveda physician. So when this Ayurveda doctor used to go to the temple, he saw that two birds are sitting and then they're chirping in a very sweet sound. So he thought some birds. But then he started to pay attention, and it was koiruk, 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 koiruk. Ko aruk, kaha aruk. In Sanskrit, ruk means a deceased person. Aruk means without any disease. So the birds are asking, kaha aruk, who is a healthy person? So he said, this physician gave an answer to that, hitabhuk, mitabhuk, kalabhuk. So how can we be healthy? How can we escape ourselves from different kinds of diseases? No, because nowadays we have so different kinds of, most of the diseases are very much related to our lifestyle diseases, lifestyle disorders. How can we come out of them? He says three things: hitabhuk, mitabhuk, kalabhuk. First thing is hita, that which is conducive for each one of us. In all of us, all three gunas are there. According to Ayurveda, pitta, vata, kapha. So our body is made up of these three, and in each one of us, one will be more, one will be little lesser, etc. According to our prakriti, we should eat. So that is hitam for us. So one thing which is hita for a person can be ahita for another person. So we have to know what kind of food is conducive for us, hitabhuk. Next is, because something is very hita, for some people, ghee will be very hita. No, ghee is very good for them. They need ghee. If enough ghee or the oil is not taken, they will have joint pains, different problems. But because some food is good for me, I should not overeat it. That is known as mitabhuk. Hitabhuk, mitabhuk. We should eat it in a moderate way, which will be our body will be easily digest and then create more energy. See, the body needs energy to digest a food. But sometimes what happens, the body has to put so much of energy to digest the food, and the result by digesting the food, if the energy which is created is less, then we become very tired. So, hitabhuk, mitabhuk. Third is kalabhuk. Means we should eat at the right time. We should be very careful with the time, how many times we eat, when we eat. When we should eat? When we are actually, hungry. Most of the time we eat because it's a habit. 8 o'clock, oh now it is breakfast time, so I eat. Or 12 o'clock is lunch time, so I eat. Says, when actually our body starts to say that, now I am ready, that is the kala, that's the right time. But then we should know that, every day our body will have slowly that, the cycle. The Kala Chakra, the body clock will tell us Okay, this is the time now to eat and all that. Accordingly, we should eat. So, if we do this, if we take care of our food, we can actually avoid lots of troubles, lots of problems, lots of diseases. So that's why here Acharya is giving us a very great tip. What is that? Rogan jirna mita ashanat. Ashanat by eating food which is easily digestible and in the proper quantity. So, rogan jirna mita ashanat jahi. Sada dainyam mahadhairyatah. Next is also a very important instruction. Says dainyam mahadhairyatah jahi. We should conquer dainyam with mahadhairya. See, so this is as I was telling, so there are two kinds of diseases. One is physical disease, which is known as vyadhi. The second is known as adhi. What is adhi? Adhi means, dainyam, deenata. Now, most of the time, as Puja Gurudev says, we are living in the past or in the future. We are worried or we are depressed, we are sad because things which happened in the past. Or we are feeling so much of anxiety, so much of problems thinking about the future. The past is gone, which is not in our hand. The future, we do not know what is going to happen. It's not in our hand. So we only have this moment with us. So Acharya says us that we should be able to come out all these kinds of, psychosomatic problems or the mental problems or the depressions and this kind of feelings with mahadhairyata. Very beautiful tip. See, why a child is not worried? Now even children are also, but generally a child is not worried because he feels that my father is there, my mother is there to take care of me. So the child, the baby has so much of confidence in father and mother, so the child is not worried. Here, Acharya is giving us a beautiful tip. He says, mahadhairyatah, dainyam jahi. Please understand that Mata me Parvati Devi, Pita Devo Maheshwaraha. For all of us, Sakshal Parvati, Jagadambika is our mother, Bhagavan Parameshwara is our father. So when my mother is Jagadambika and my father is Sri Parameshwara himself, why worry? So mahadhairyatah, understand that we are not some small creatures which can be crushed and destroyed. Amrtasya putraha. When it says abhihi, amrtatvasya putraha. Oh my dear, please do not go into depression. Don't get worried because you are all that immortal self themselves. So when this dhairya is there, I am that. No, Sachidananda Paramatma, Ham Brahmasmi. I am not a Dina Purusha. I am not a fallen person. I am that, Satyam Jnanam Anandam Brahma. When that bhava is there, when I feel that my father, my brother, Bhagavan is always with me to take care of me, so what we'll be able to? We'll be able to come out any kinds of mental agitations. Depressions and, stress and strain and all those things which actually crushes us, which makes our life, horrible, we can come out of them by great faith in Bhagavan. Shraddhaya. Says, mahadhairyatah. We should have dhairya, in Mahat, in Ishvara. We should have faith in Bhagavan. With that faith in Bhagavan, we should be able to come out from this, Shraddha. Shraddha in Mahat, in Bhagavan. So, that is Sada Dainyam Mahadhairyatah. Now, Next is Artha Parigraham Teja Vridha Samsarga Santyagata. See, in our uh, Sanatana Dharma, we say that there are 4 Purusharthas, that all of us, all those people who are in Grihastha they should strive for 4 things. All human beings should strive for 4 things. What are they? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. These 4 are essential, and without this we will not be able to live a very beautiful life. We need all these 4. The second Purushartha is Artha. Artha is not only money. Artha means any means. So if I want to write, a pen is the Artha. Okay, I want to, I want to see a movie. So whatever things I need, that is Artha. Artha is not only just money. Artha means the means by which we will be able to fulfill our desires. Okay, so we accept in our Sanatana Dharma, we never say that Artha is sin. No. So Artha is also a Purushartha. But what happened? Why people are, why we all suffer? Why the world suffer? The world suffer because we are not able to understand what is need and what is greed. So there is a need and there is greed. Mahatma Gandhi says that there is enough to fulfill the need of each and every being in this universe. But there is not enough to fulfill the greed of one person. You see, about the world, so many people are suffering. There are people who have nothing to eat. Why? Because so much of wastage is happening. We eat just because we want to eat. And then we throw away things. Oh my God, what a wastage happened, because we don't understand how much is our need and how much is our greed. Shastra says that your need has to be fulfilled. Okay, then that's why again need of a householder, need of a student, need of a sannyasi, it's very different. So according to our stage, where we are situated, our situations, etc., need can be different. Okay, but we should gain what is our need, but we should not fall into the trap of greed. That's what Bhagavan is trying to tell here. Artha anartha parigraham. Anartha means what? That which creates trouble. That which brings lot of unhappiness to our life. What? Artha. If we are falling, or if we are chasing our greed, we may get so much, still we will be feeling very depressed and sad. We have 5 houses and we have and so much of luxuries, but we are looking at the other person. I have a nice car, but my neighbor has a Mercedes. Now I am thinking out, why? I am a wretched being. Why? I don't have that car. See, you have a car to travel. But the greediness, the greed is that which actually creates trouble. Here, Acharya says us, Artha anartha parigraham tyaja. If you want to be happy, we should be able to live by fulfilling our need, not by running after our greed. Why the greed comes to us? One is from our own samskaras. Another thing is we think that, our neighbor comes to us and asks, oh, you have not changed your car for 5 years? then we start to feel, oh yeah, 5 years. But my car is now, it's okay, perfect, no problem. We know that many things we do because we think that what the society will think. Now, ladies doesn't want to go for a marriage with with once used sari. Why? What other people will think? They think they might have seen my sari before. Who is going to think about all that? But this is how. So how is here the vridha samsarga santyagata? See, most of us fall into the to this need for more and more and more. We fall into the trap of the greed because of wrong company. When we are with the wrong kind of people, then what happens? Our mind is filled with more and more greed. Because of more and more greed, we want to have more and more, and then the entire life becomes, we are chasing, our dreams, and then one day our time is up and we have not gained anything in life because we were trying to live satisfying the demands of others. See, others, we think that others, actually nobody is interested actually, but we think that what that person will think, this person will think. Says, in our spiritual, if you really want to live a comfortable, a peaceful life, very important thing is vridha samsarga santyagataha. Santyagataha, complete abandonment. Giving up completely, vridha samsarga, dussamga. Wrong kind of company. That's very, very important. With what kind of, Aristotle, they all say Mahatmas, you show your friend and I will tell you what is your nature. The friends and the company which we have is very, very important. Says here, in Narada Bhakti Sutra, Sri Narada Muni says, Dussangaha sarvada tyajyaha. Very, very important that we give up wrong kind of company. Why? Because tarangayitapi samudrayate. See, we are all not perfect beings. In all our heart, because of our vasanas, our purva vasana, purva janma, purva karma, there are the ripples of kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. All those things are there in our heart. But they are not manifesting. But when we come into contact with these kinds of, people, all those things which are now small ripples, they become huge waves and they will destroy our life. So, by giving up wrong kinds of company, we should be able to live a life of satisfaction with fulfilling our needs. See, Shastra is not telling give up everything. No. We need things in our life, but we should always remember what is our need, and we should never enter into the domain of greed. And this is how this can be done by the right company. When we are with the right people, we understand that we don't need so many things in life. When that understanding comes to us, then we understand why am I running after this and that and this and that, when I don't need so much. That gives us lot of peace and happiness and joy. So, Bhagavan gives us a very beautiful tip here. Arthanartha parigraham tyaja vridha samsarga santyagataha. Vridha samsarga santyagataha. Artha anartha parigraham tyaja. By giving up wrong company, we should be able to come out of the greed, the grips of the greed, and understand our need and live accordingly. Then comes Strivancham Tyaja Dosha Darshana Balad. Now, another thing which actually a great block in all of us is lust. See, we are all part of the animal kingdom. So Homo sapiens is also a mammal. So there are animalistic vasanas in all of us. They say that, Brahmaji created all the different beings. But he was not very satisfied because he felt that I have not done my masterpiece. And then he meditated, and with the grace of Bhagavan, he did his masterpiece. What is that masterpiece? We human beings. But what happened was, when Bhagavan created us, ours is known as the Chudamani of Srishti. This is the best creation of Brahma, human beings. But what happened was, as this was the last creation, all the imprints of the past creation came into this. So in human being is such a complex being, because in us there are the levels of Pishacha. Pishacha means what? Most tamasic level. What is most tamasic level? When a person gains happiness from the sorrow of another being. When I become happy seeing the suffering of another person, that is known as Paishachika. That is the devil. The devil starts to manifest in us. It is there in us. So, the Paishachika Vritti, that is there. And then little higher is Rajasic, which is known as Asurika Vritti. What is Asurika Vritti? See, in Paishachika Vritti, we are just happy by seeing the suffering of another person. I am even ready to destroy my body. I am ready to, pack, explosives in my body and go and then blast, and so that hundreds of other people can be killed or destroyed. This is known as Paishachika. Just to see that others are suffering. The suffering of others gives us joy. That is Paishachika. Little higher is that we want to fulfill our desires. For that, we don't care about others. Even when others are suffering. See, the suffering comes to them not because, because we are happy seeing them suffering. Our attention is in ourselves. I want to be happy. Let people suffer or not. That doesn't matter to me. I want to be happy. So I do things so that I can be happy. Because of that, when others starts to feel pain, that is known as Asurika Vritti. Little higher is Mrigiya Vritti. Mrigiya Vritti means that animalistic tendencies. See, sometimes human beings goes much lower than the animalistic. See, animals, as a general rule, animals will not harm others just to harm. Now, when they are hungry, they attack, they eat. But we might have seen, when the lions are not at all hungry, they have their fill and they're relaxing, they never hunt, they never kill. That also they don't eat unless, they are really hungry. So, what is animalistic tendencies? Animalistic tendencies is that for fulfilling one's desires, we do things. See, in tamasic, we want to fulfill all our desires so that we create trouble for others. In animal, we actually need. For that, we do things, sometimes it can create trouble for others. It's known as the Mrigiya Vritti. Now comes Manushika Vritti. What is Manushika Vritti? Manushika Vritti means a person like, a mother. Suppose the mother is very hungry and she was about to have her food. That time the child, the son or daughter comes home and say, "Mother, I am very hungry." A mother can give the food which is kept for herself, and she can be actually happy. She feels more fulfilled when she sees the son, the daughter or the son, the child is having that food. This is a very unique nature, which is not there in other beings. We can actually feel happiness by sharing, by giving. So this is known as the Manavikata, human. Now higher to human is known as Gandharva. Gandharva means human beings can actually enjoy very subtle pleasures like music, like dance and music and the sunrise and sunset and the great oceans. If we think about from an animalistic view, what is this? There's nothing is there. But human beings can enjoy things which are very subtle. Then comes the Daivika Vritti. What is Daivika Vritti? Daivika Vritti is that we can even rise above the senses. And in our meditation, in our puja, in our good deeds, we can enjoy. Then comes Atma Vritti, where we really are independent. We are not depending upon anything for our joy. We know that the joy comes from our own heart. So the Shastra says there are different levels in our existence. Okay, here Bhagavan is telling Stri Vancham Tyajadosha Darshana Balat. So as we are a part of the animal kingdom, there is lust, kama in the heart of all beings, all human beings. It is there. And as long as we fulfill that through the right means, that's okay. But what happens to the Stri Vancham Teja? See, so there is a lust in the heart of a person, so a vivaha, a marriage is done, so they live together and then, they do this sattvic or the dharmic life and then they progress. But what happens is, the lust in the heart of a person, it can really destroy us. So here Stri Vancha means the vancha, the attraction towards the opposite sex. Dosha Darshana Balad. We should be able to come out of this because this can destroy us. Kanaka and Kamini, the sexual attractions, this can actually create havoc in our life, but it is there. How can we come out of it? Dosha Darshana Balad. Understanding that if I will be fall into the clutches of this lust, it will take me into situations which it will be very, very difficult in the future. And also it's known as Dosha Darshana. Dosha Darshana in Bhajagovindam also we hear, Nari Stana Bharana Bhidesham Drishtva Maga Mohavesham. So when the lust comes up, one thing is to take the refuge at the lotus feet of Bhagavan. Bhagavan, please help me to come out of this. Another is to see that wherever our mind is trying to, to get attracted, just think that 1 inch skin is removed from that body. 1 inch of the skin is removed. Then we don't want even to see at that kind of a body. So understand that all this is, just, Vasa, Mamsadi, Vikara. These are all created by this, Saptadhatus, and the joy, the kind of attraction is only in. The mind is actually creating understanding or wrong feeling or wrong attractions, and because of which we are attracted towards the world. So, Stri Vancham Tyajadosha Darshana Balat. Whenever such kinds of lust, rise in our heart, we should understand that this lust can take me into very difficult situations in my life, to which I am attracted. These are all. And this joy which I am seeking outside is actually not in that body, but that is actually is inside me. When I understand this, we will be able to come out of this clutches of lust. So, Sri Vanjam Tejadosha Darshana Balat. The last direction is Dukkham Sugatmekshanat. See, when we take this human life, Sukha and Dukkha are inseparable. In our life, there will be Sukha, there will be Dukkha. That's how we are taking, that's because Punya Papa. The Dukkha is because of the Papa and Sukha is because of Punya. When Punya and Papa are almost the same, that's why we are taking human life. So there will be Punya, there will be manifestation of Punya as Sukha and manifestation of Papa as Dukkha. No? So in every life, in every human life, there will be some kind of dukkha. That is part and parcel of human life. Please understand this. Says Acharya here, dukkham. Now, dukkha is there. Bhagavan Buddha says, sarvam dukkham dukkham. Dukkham is there. Suffering is there. Discomforts will be there in life. How can we come out of it, or how can we manage it? Come out of it is something, but how can we manage our miseries? How can we manage our troubles and problems and sadness? Says, it's only one way. It's very, very important for all of us to meditate. How can I come out of the dukkha? Says, sukha atma ikshanat. By understanding that this whatever is happening, that is not me. I am that Sukha Swarupa Atma. I am that my true nature is Sukham. My true nature is Atma, is Sukha Rupa, Ananda Rupa. Satyam, Jnanam, Anandam, Brahma. Aham Brahmasmi. I am that Brahman. And my true nature is that bliss, absolute, which is not or anyone. When we understand that, dukkha is something which comes and goes. Agama apayinaha anityaha tan titikshasva bharata. Gita, Bhagavan tells us that, this sukha and dukkha comes and goes. Titikshasva. We have to forbear them. Right? How? By understanding that what is dukkha, what is sukha is not me. I am that Sukha Swarupa, Ananda Rupa Atma. This just comes and goes. Now, Anityam Asukham Lokam Imam Prapya Bhajaswama. We understand that the world, the nature of the world is Anitya and Asukha. So we cannot expect Nityata and Sukha from the world. Then how can we be happy? Says, Bhajaswamam. Take refuge in me. In me means what? In the Atman. Understanding that I am not somebody who is born and who is going to die. I am not a jiva. I am that Sachidananda Atma. That is my true nature. All these things is because of my Sharira, Mano, Buddhi. All the dukkha, Adidevika, Adibhodhika, Adhyatmika dukkha is only in the planes of body, mind and intellect. I am that witness, I am that Ananda Bodha. Because of which this body, mind and intellect performs or functions, I am that absolute bliss. By this Atma Ikshanat, by seeing, by understanding the nature of the Atman as Sukha, we should be able to come out of different kinds of Dukkham. We should be able to get rid of our grief and lead a very balanced life. So we'll chant the verse once more together. Nidram sattviga vastu sevanataya swapnam sada jagarat rogan jirnamidasanat jahi sada dainyam mahadhairyatah अर्थानर्थ परिग्रहं त्यज वृथा संसर्ग संध्यागतः स्त्रीवाञ्चां त्यज दोष दर्शन बलाद् दुःखं सुखात्मेक्षणात्. So this week we will listen to this much. Tomorrow next class we will go to the next verse and we see more about the teachings of Bhagavan. Hari Om.
We'll end the session with a prayer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all. Hari Om.